Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Apu Moist Creamy Concealer in the shade number 1 Frozen. I hate that it has the word moist in the name, it just... I picked this concealer up on the recommendation of quite a few of my subscribers, and I decided to get it because it did look like a really good shade. It looked like the palest shade that I could find out of a lot of K-beauty concealers, and you guys recommended it. So if you guys have tried it and liked it, then I was sure that I was going to also try it and probably like it. So the product description says, creamy fitting formula offers a natural and long-lasting coverage. Doe foot applicator makes for perfect touch-ups on the go. This concealer comes housed in a classic concealer tube with a doe foot applicator, which makes it very easy to apply. I have the shade 01 Frozen, which is the lightest shade in the range. I really like the shade. It is a beautiful warm tone and it's pretty pale too. It matches my skin well, though it's not a brightening shade, so it's better for concealing acne than it is for brightening up the under eye area. I compared it to the other concealer that I have currently, which is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade 01 Fair, which is a little lighter and more cool toned, which is brightening. I use this concealer on a couple of my pimples and it does conceal the redness really nicely. It does tend to emphasize some of the dry skin and texture, and this is especially quite bad on any acne that has been scabbing. Which sounds gross, but all of us have picked at our acne at some point in our lives. After 8 hours, this concealer does wear off a little bit and some of the redness is peeking through. The dry skin is also more apparent, which is a pity. This is a beautiful pale concealer that is Porcelain Princess friendly, and it works pretty well too. It is quite warm toned, so if you're looking for a cool toned concealer or a concealer that is a little bit more brightening, then this is not the concealer that you want. But if you have a shade similar to NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia, although slightly darker than that, this is definitely a shade that I would recommend. If you are like the fairest of the fair, this is probably not going to work for you unless you mix it with a white concealer or a brightening lavender concealer. But for me, with the skin tone that I am at the moment, it works perfectly, so I am super happy with that. I find it best to conceal redness and acne. I am not going to be able to use this as brightening concealer underneath my eyes because it's not color correcting and it's not brightening because it does match my skin tone quite well. I do wish that it lasted a little bit longer. I find that by the end of the day some of the spots are peeking through a little bit, but you can't have everything. I think if I wanted something a little bit longer lasting, I would go for something that was like in a cream pot rather than being like a liquid. So this is still pretty good and it's easier to use in the cream pots. So this is definitely an inexpensive option that I would recommend to any porcelain princesses that are around NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia. And also, thank you guys so much for the recommendation. I do love it. If you have more recommendations, then do let me know down below and I will do my best to try them out as always. Although my recommendation list is currently super long, so if I don't get to it for like a couple of months, I apologize, but yeah, I've got a lot of recommendations right now. But thank you guys so much for watching this review and I will see you next time. Bye!